PK Jainji, right now, many people will believe that it is very late. My question to you is, if we ban them now, will we be able to weed out every single radical, every single person who is acting with this government, with this outfit? Because two to three tiers are now behind bars or cramped down, but they're still mobilizing and organizing. That's how deeply rooted they are and well entrenched they are.
Anand, this is a fact that the organization has already grown beyond a point. And, if you remember, many activists of the erstwhile SIMI, which has been banned, of which a number of top leadership is already in the jail, they have joined and they have formed PFI and taken it to places. There's no second thought about it. And the intentions are all disruptive, anti-national, and bordering on terrorism. Government of Kerala, which has nothing to do with BJP, which they keep hounding out, has in its own affidavit has stated that the first case, which was of Professor Joseph, which was in 2012, and subsequent about 27 political murders are ascribed to this particular organization only. Now, you have all very categorically and very nicely analyzed the situation that unless we have got proof, the detaining body will not order the detention, or they will throw out the detention process. The same thing happened with SIMI. The High Court of that particular state threw out the proposal, and eventually it had to be taken to Supreme Court, and Supreme Court took a different view, and they allowed the banning of the organization. Similarly, in this case, though the activities of PFI have been noticed, their footprint has been noticed in many other situations, many other incidents in the country where they have tried to create large-scale disturbances in the society. Yet the government of India has not been able to pinpoint and put them into one thread. Now it all probably started escalating about 2-3 months ago, when there was a concerted effort in Bihar where the Prime Minister's life itself was at risk, and where they got a lead that this organization, what kind of activities they are trying to plan and plot. And from there, the entire exercise started, though the intelligence agencies have been working on it for a long time. But the actual impetus against this organization came from Bihar. And now, a lot of effort, a lot of intelligence went into it as to whom to search, whom to conduct raids on and things like that, which has now culminated into this, whatever has been happening over the last few days. And I'm sure that this is only the beginning. The real result will come out. But now the intelligence agencies, NIA and all these people will have adequate evidence and proof on record to ask for the putting a ban on this organization. And once the organization has been banned, anybody associated with it will be legal action will be taken against him. But as you have again very rightly said, they are very nimble-footed. They will immediately cross over to some other organization. SDPI, PFI, Campus Front of India, there are a whole lot of other organizations which are working under their umbrella, and a whole lot of many other organizations with which they are formulating, their associations with, very deep-rooted associations with, who are all actively working against the interest of the country. All those organizations probably will come on the radar, but taking action against them will again take some more time, unless there's irrefutable evidence against them. So at this stage, I see only a ban coming on the PFI and maybe on Campus Front of India. Nothing beyond that. SDPI will probably take its own time to be banned. So once this ban is imposed, then probably Government of India's hand will be stronger in terms of fishing out more operatives, more sleeper cells, more people who are associated with it. It's going to take time. But I can dare say today that this is only the beginning. The action now is the beginning, though it is a little late. But I hope it is not too less as far as the action on this organization is concerned. They are absolutely disruptive, anti-national, and a terrorist organization, which one should not have any doubt about. Now, talking of Ghazwa Hind in 2047 may be a wishful thinking. I mean, Ghazwa Hind could not happen when the Mughals were ruling this country. So if Hindus and the other communities could survive at that time, I'm sure that Ghazwa Hind today is a wishful thinking. But any attempt towards that objective, which would be full of violence, which would be full of terrorist strikes, which would be full of bomb blasts here and there, what is happening in Kerala today. All these things the country will have to go through. So it is a very difficult time. We will have to be very careful about attacks on the RSS, attacks on BJP leaders. All these things will have to be now taken very, very seriously. We cannot be complacent about it. And I think a time has come when a very, very stern and strict action has to be taken against these elements, whoever they are, we cannot compromise the security and integrity of this country, whatever, in whichever way it is threatened or likely to be threatened.
True. No, very well said, because it just goes back to that book written by Dr. Vikram Sampath, and you must be wondering why I take his name so often here on the show, because there is so much fact there. 1922 to 1930, exactly 100 years ago, those 8 years witnessed perhaps the highest concentration of communal riots across the length and breadth of the erstwhile Akhand Bharat, or undivided India. That broke the backbone of the structure of our society. The number of riots that happened did not even happen. We did not see that kind of atrocities in that intensity or density even during the entire Mughal period. But in those 8-10 years, in this 1920 to 1930, this period, and those 8 years, 1922 to 1930, that's what's also written in that in terms of information, very well documented. That is something which we cannot afford a repeat of exactly 100 years later. It just